So as you can tell, I got into my eye makeup box and I was having a lot of fun creating this look that I'm going to show to you right now. And it is the perfect look for us women over 50. We want something simple. We want something that's going to go with our dry, dehydrated skin, maybe some wrinkles too that we're really kind of afraid of digging into that eyeshadow. I'm going to show you products that are going to make you look amazing and help to diminish some of that wrinkle dry look. Okay, so let's get right to it. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I like this eyebrow pencil. It's the NYX Taupe Micro Brow Pencil. I like it because it has a brush. You can see it on the one end, so you can brush your brows just like this. And on the other end is the pencil, just like this. Now, when I do my brows with a pencil, you want to make sure that you use these wispy type strokes. You see how I'm doing it right there? And you don't want to draw a line. That is the last thing, because lines don't look natural. That doesn't look good. It's not a good look. You want to just kind of wispy, fill them in just like that. And then you want to take your eyebrow all the way to the end. You can use your finger as a guide. You want it to be just like that. 45-degree angle, just like that. And then you want to do your other eye. Same thing. Okay, you want to create those wispy type of natural strokes just like that. And this brow pencil is perfect for that. It fills in any of those empty areas that you need to have filled in. And look how nice that looks, okay? So the next thing I'm gonna go on to is the shadow itself. Now I'm gonna use a cream shadow today, so I'm not gonna use primer. I only use primer if I'm using powder shadow, but today I'm using cream. So I'm gonna get out my Real Technique brushes. I have a couple of them here. I always recommend you get a palette of brushes, and Real Techniques is really good for that because they offer them in a multiple pack of brushes just like this. And I think that's so super convenient, especially if you're using multiple colors on your eyeshadow. You don't have to use one and cross the colors over into each other. And the first eyeshadow that I'm going to use is the darker one, and this is by Unique. It's the Stick Shadow, and this is in the color Perspicacious. And I like the darker color first that I use in the crease because I like to do the crease first. That way, if I need to clean up any color that's spilled out, I can always easily do that with my lighter color shadow. So I go ahead and take my brush just like this, and then I dab it. I don't take the eyeshadow directly onto my eye. I find that it deposits way too much color. So I just dab a little bit onto my brush just like that. You can't even see it, but it is on there. And then I just focus right above the crease. If you have hooded eyes, go a little bit far above, almost to the top of your brow, but stick right into the crease, and you want to just kind of dab it in just like that. You see how I'm doing that? Just dab it just like that, and you're going to get a really, really nice darker color in the crease. And that's the look that you want. It's going to give you a really nice natural look, just like that. Okay? So once we're done with that, we're going to take our second color, and this one is same thing, Unique Stick Eyeshadow. It's the color Inquisitive, and it's a much lighter color. You see that lighter color right there? And I'm going to take my other brush, my second brush. Again, I'm going to dab it on my brush. I just find that when you dab it, you can control the color that you put on your lid a lot better than if you draw it on with the crayon. I find it's just way too much color, and you may end up having to try to take it off. I made that mistake once, and then I just developed this technique of just dabbing it on with my brush, just like that. Now look how beautiful that is. And the sticks are so forgiving that you don't have to blend it too much. Now, if you want to blend a little bit more, you could take your third brush that's in that Real Techniques pack, and then just kind of go over it. Again, the eyeshadow sticks don't need a whole lot of blending, so maybe if you just want to touch it up just a little bit, there we go. And I did the other on my other eye before, so you look and see how pretty that is. A beautiful color combination that is my go-to. I'm always grabbing for these, especially if I'm in a rush. You saw how easy that was. It's just a couple dabs, put it on your eyes, and you're set. All right, the next thing I'm going to talk about is my absolute favorite subject of all time since I was about 15 years old. And let's see if you can guess. It would be my lashes. I've always loved doing my lashes. In fact, it's a funny story. My mom never let me wear makeup when I was a teenager, or at least maybe when I was in junior high school. But she would let me wear mascara. So of course, I took advantage of that. And the first beauty product I ever bought was mascara. I've owned all brands of mascara and I've loved all of them, but I do have a couple of favorites, and I have one special go-to that I'm going to show you today. But before I show you that, the eyelash curler, I mastered this when I was a teenager on how to use this eyelash curler, and I've instructed women how to use this properly ever since. And I know that you may be shy of using the curler because you may have used it in the past and it pinched you, because that's very common. The reason for that is because you're trying to put all of your lashes into the curler, and you don't want to do that. You don't want your curler to go all the way back to almost to the skin of your eyelid. That's how you end up pinching them. All you need to do for the curler is the very tips of your lashes. So when you put it on, you're going to open it up just like this, and you're just going to push it right so that some of your lashes, just the tips, are right in there, and then you squeeze down. I do a couple of squeezes like that, and then you let go, okay? And now your eyelashes should be nice and curled, okay? I do that before I put mascara on, and it really does the trick, okay? I don't go for the heated lash curlers. I think those are kind of gimmicky. I just stick to the regular ones that you can buy at any store. You can buy them at CVS, you can buy them at any drugstore, you can even buy them at the grocery store. So that's how you use the lash curler, all right? Now, let's get to the lashes, okay? So my mascara that I'm using today, this is my absolute go-to. It's the L'Oreal Extensionist, and I have this in dark brown. You can get it in black, you can get it in light brown, you can get it in all different kinds of shades of brown or black. I stick to the very dark brown. Sometimes I'll venture into black, but because I'm getting a little bit older, my hair is getting a little bit lighter, I'm getting a little bit grayer, and my skin tone is a lot lighter than fairer than it used to be, I go ahead and stick with the dark brown. I think sometimes the black is a little too harsh, but you pick whatever you like. And then of course, I'm just gonna go, you know how to do mascara, right? I'm just gonna do a couple passes right over my lashes, and then I'm gonna do the bottom ones, obviously. And both sides, what I usually do is I will let it dry. I'll let my lashes dry, and then I usually go over it with 1 or 2 passes. One of the things that I like about this L'Oreal Extensionist is it doesn't really clump very much. You have to kind of practice a little bit. It might take maybe a couple times just to get over the learning curve. But if you do get a clump, don't exacerbate it. Don't keep putting more on, because that will only make it worse. What I usually do is take a little, you can even take your eyebrow brush and just kind of separate it like that. Or you can get an eyelash brush comb, a brush comb, and you can separate them like that. You shouldn't have to do that if you're doing a little bit at a time and building on it. So I hope you like this video. If you like it, subscribe, because that helps me out, or like and comment below. Let me know what products you love. What are you reaching for? And also, if you'd like to see any other videos on any other products, just let me know. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video.